Hi everybody, Patrick Molzahn coming to you from Madison, Wisconsin and Madison College, where I run a one-year technical training program in cabinet making and millwork. Today I'd like to take you on a tour of our facility and show you some of the lean improvements that we've made to make life easier for our students. The first place I'd like to start is with our tool cabinet. And a quote, one of my favorite quotes, "A place for everything and everything in its place." This is the mantra that we live by daily. One of my favorite improvements is Kaizen foam from Fastcap. All of our tools, always easy to find, always put back where they belong. This is our library of machine manuals. When I first started 15 years ago, they were listed by the type of machine or the name of the machine. It would take 3 to 5 minutes sometimes to find a machine manual. One of the things I did is I numbered them, created units, which made a logical sense. So unit 2 is sawing, and then it's broken down by the types of saws. So I can immediately come, if I want a bandsaw, I know it's unit 2.6, pull that machine manual out, and I have all the information I need. Now we're in our maintenance room. We have a room dedicated to spare parts for all our machines. And the same numbering system that I showed you with the manual, the library of manuals, applies to all of our machines and spare parts. So here we are, section 2, sawing, 2.6, Laguna bandsaw, all the spare parts we need for doing maintenance. This is one of our newest improvements this fall. All of these toggle clamps used to be hidden in a cabinet behind a door. Students had to come to us for a key to get access. They were in drawers. Ideally they were segregated by type, but not always. Now we have them out in the open. Students can come as they need them, take a clamp or two, use it for a project. When they're done, put it back. They don't have to ask me for any permission or needs, and this way I have visual control. I know what's missing and where to look for it. Now we're in our rough mill. This is where product is delivered, stored, and then accessed as needed. Keep in mind that we're our production facility, but we are not necessarily producing a product. Our product is a well-trained worker. So we don't have a single process. Part of our objective is to train, and so we have lots of examples. For example, this straight line rip saw. There are visual examples. Always check for fasteners and training materials that are spread out throughout the facility to teach students what to do and how to do it efficiently. People often ask us, how do you keep such a clean facility? Well, keep in mind we are shut down right now for the holidays, but on an average normal day, this is what our facility looks like when we are done. Part of that is having a good cleanup plan and articulating it. This is a diagram of our lab, our facility, broken down into areas, and every student team has a team leader and then a shop foreman, and they're responsible for each of these areas. So at the end of the day, I can expect that everything is cleaned up and our students do a fantastic job keeping this in tip-top shape. This is one of our sanding areas. We have abrasives for students to use, sandpaper holders. This used to be a mess. And so one of the things we did was install a system so that when they tear off a sheet of sandpaper, they have a place to put it by grit. So if they need a partial sheet, they can grab it off of these clips, use it on a sanding block. If they need a full sheet, they're all segregated by size. They can grab it, and then any remnants are put on these clips. With over 75 students using our facility annually between our daytime program and night classes, we need to communicate clearly and effectively. Access needs to be controlled. In this case, getting into cabinets, green is go. That means any student can access it. The red signs mean you need instructor access. This is our fastener cabinet. Everything is laid out, has a bin. The bins include little samples so that you know you're getting the right screw, putting it back in the right place. On the front of the cabinet, magnetic trays. So if somebody wants to use some screws, put them in a tray, bring them to your work area. This way they're not floating around, falling on the floor. When you're done, bring them back, they go in the cabinet. What I've found in my many years of working with students is that you have to make things easy to reach and visual. Saw blades are an example. In order to, when somebody needs a saw blade, they can come to this cabinet, they can choose the blade. There's some educational material on here to explain the different types of saw blades. They can see what they need. I can see if it's being used or not, if it needs to be returned. Same thing with feather boards and clamps. They used to be hidden in a drawer. Now they're all externally located, so you can see if you need them. There's Kaizen foam, so when they're missing, I know what's missing. Things are well labeled, so they know what goes where. Shadow boards to show if anything's missing or what belongs. Another area I'm very proud of is our jig and fixture room. This used to be an absolute mess. Last year we went through it. We got rid of about 60% of the jigs we had. Things are all labeled. They have a dedicated spot. When you need it, you can come in here and find it easily. The same thing goes for our adhesives area. Clamps are properly stored. Everything has a place for everything in its place. Things are well laid out. You need a scraper, glue brush, mallet. They're all located. And then our adhesives themselves. We were having an issue where students were using the wrong type of adhesive, filling the wrong bottle. So now everything is color coded. If it's blue or red, goes on to a color coded bottle. This is our classroom where students spend their time. If they're not in the lab, here they are preparing for lessons, preparing to operate machinery, studying about it. Each student has their own computer. Students work in teams of 3 so that they can learn from each other. We have a nice Eastern daylit area for drafting if they're working at a window area. And then we have our lean corner. Lean is very important to us. And of course, Paul Akers, 2-second lean, mandatory reading for our students. Thanks for touring our facility with me today. If you find yourself near Madison, Wisconsin, please contact me. I'd love to show you around our facility. We are very proud of it, but we're always trying to improve. So any ideas, comments, feedback you have, we'd love to hear from you. Thank you.